My name is Rethabile Ratsiu, and this is my home. This is Lesotho. So long time back, I used to work at the factories. So these are the factory that I used to work just behind us. I want to tell you stories of my friends, good people, who are still working in the factories. I was hired January 2006. The conditions wasn't good at all. Everything was bad, even the management. They didn't know the laws, even us as workers, we didn't know our rights. I left the factories in 2010 and conditions aren't getting any better. The clothing industry in Lesotho is almost entirely foreign owned, more than half by Taiwanese and Chinese investors. It employs around 40,000 workers. Over 80% of them are female. And more than half of the Lesotho population lives below the poverty line, even though the value of our government export has risen to more than $400 million.
My mother was so hanging hamad. Haholo ho tloa ho management. How mamele dilo tsa basebetsi ho hang ho ha re sekele tsebe dilo tsa rona.
We don't have heaters. The way we are treated is not good. We are working with different people. Those who don't understand our culture.
It's not okay for management to be following us around. They are following us around like we are animals. They'll be like, make it quick, make it quick. While on the other side, they give us a little money.
Hai be re bomme ba malapa. O sile bana hae. Ho tla botho ska arabela cell phone ka mosebetsing. Ntho eno it's obvious e fana ka bothata ho hae. Hai be ke tla fuma ngwana ka hana le bothata sekolong. Bothata bo ba hae ke tla lo botseba mantsibuwa ha ke chaisa hobane re leng ke sa dumelle ho arabela cell phone ka mosebetsing.
I feel as if we are trapped because we don't have another options.
One of the main issues is that the management don't understand the working people of Lesotho, and it appears some factories have little interest in their well-being.
The challenge re di fumanang ke tsa re fumana kgethollo e matla. Re na le bokamedi bo nang le kgethollo le ma China a fuwe matla a maholo a hore a etse dintho latela bona not molao ha ba etse ka molao.
Our project team in Lesotho, including our filmmaker Darren Hutchinson, tried to get access to the factories, but unfortunately the owners wouldn't allow them into the ground, except for a journey in a factory compliance manager's car.
We're all trapped in a car. Well, the factory manager's cars.
The compliance managers.
They're going to see us.
Yes.
The money that we earn is very little, and there's so much sickness which we need to go to the doctors every month for the checkups. Then to go to doctors, we have to use transport. We are paying rent, taking children to school, giving back our mothers at home for food.
Haholo jwalo ka motho a seng a sebetsa a le mong. Ke ne ke lebeletse go mohlomong mosebetsing wa ka nakong e re nyollelwa meputso go ka etsuwa gore re fumane meputso e phedisang bana ba rona empa ha re fumane ntho e mme jwalo ha ke sana yena.
My mom is working at the factory. She's a single parent, and she has been single from 2006. She doesn't have anyone to help. Here we pay 400 malut every month, and my mom earns only 1.5.
And do you both sleep in that bed?
Yes.
Together?
One of the hardest things for any parent is being apart from their children. And when your family home is miles away in the country, it is impossible to see them on a daily basis and travel to the factory. This factory worker hasn't seen her children for nearly 6 months. So the pain and torture of missing your children is more than any parent in any country should have to endure.
It's real sad because you miss a lot of your children. Sometimes you miss their birthdays, you miss a lot to celebrate with them. And every parents love every moment to be with to their children. We don't save a lot because every month you have to send money to them. Like now it's winter. Every kids need warm clothes.
In winter, although it is up to 20 degrees Celsius during the day, at night everything freezes. When we open the crew car first thing in the morning, the whole windscreen and the car itself was frozen over. People of Lesotho, heating is a luxury they cannot afford, and for most, even transport is out of the question. Some workers are forced to walk up to 20 kilometers to and from work each day.
At the end of month, how much fumana? How little the salary are can need their repeat. He savana di colo, Rea Palama, Rea Jaudumayon. How hola 1.4, Kappa 1.2, who is Savana job with my children.
The sacrifices that workers have to do to make that money work. Some people don't take their children to school. We have to borrow money to the lenders. It has so much interest, which is 30%. As well as working to pay off the loan sharks, we are working at the risk of our own health. Some of this machinery is unsafe, and the equipment that we are given does not protect us from it.
Re sebedisa dintho tse kotsi jwalo ka metjhini e kenywang dithipa. Dikotsi di etsahala haholo ka moo re sebetsang. Ha batho ba lemetse ka moo, motho wa nkuwa ho thoka dingwa tjhelete ke company o iswa ngakeng. O fihla a siuwa fela mono, a fuwe tjhelete ya ho kena ngakeng fela.
Lemong tse pedi tse fetileng ho kile a ba le mosebetsi ya kileng a kgaoha letsoho ke ona metjhini eno ya ka mono. Mme bookamedi ha bo ka ba sekehela tsebe temalo eno ya motho eno.
We managed to track down that man so that he could tell his story.
Hanaka kgwedi ya bobedi ka 2011 ka di 26 ke nentse ke sebetsana le taba le sela ya ba motšhini wa ntshwara ka morago go motšhini wa ntshwara ke la ka nka nako go lokollwa mo empa ka gola ka morago nako ke la ka lokollwa ka be ke tsamaya sepetlele yeo e ke di sepetlele a gola motšhini o ntshwere boka le boka past 3 nako motšhini o ntshwara empa ka gola ke lokolotswe mono batho ba ne sentse ba tšhaisa tšhelane se a isheba nako fela batho ba ne sentse ba tšhaisa letsoho leno la ka le la salla ka motšhining ka mono di le selensetse morago ke ya sepetlele.
Big accidents do happen, but the real issue is the lack of provision for daily health. We are breathing in dust and fibers every day, and because of that, we regularly get diseases.
Re sireletsa tjena hore re patele hore re ipatele hore le go le ha ke ntse tje le kena le hana mo
qetellong ya letsatsi o qetelletse o kula ke maemo ano a ka mono. Mme ha o so o kula company se nka o se letho e kana ile o tebela ya o tebela mosebetsing hobane o so kula.
TB is common. For example, one of our friends was diagnosed just 2 weeks ago, and she allowed us to film with her.
We just need some small talk. That will be fine because
Okay.
she says she's tired. She needs to rest.
Are you getting any doctors? Has anybody coming to see you?
Oh, una motho a tlang a tlo bona wa doctor. Ka bo hana kwana tla mekiseng a ke. No, there's no doctor who needs to come here. She has to go to see the doctor.
So they won't come visit?
No, she
Okay.
has to go to see the doctor.
And I suppose that's probably impossible at the moment.
Yes, it is. She's on sick leave
Without pay?
without pay, yes. Kya okay. 2 weeks.
2 weeks without pay.
Sick leave, yes.
Do people care about health and safety?
No, each and every day we got workers who get injured in every department.
What would happen if somebody got injured?
They'll take you to the hospital and drop you there. And they brought you 50 rand. And you have to pay that 50 rand back.
And are you expected to come back into work straight afterwards?
Yes.
So what happens if you can't work?
They will tell you have to resign.
The only hope for Lesotho is for all the stakeholders to work together. The unions, the Minister of Labour, the Labour Commissioner, the employers, and the buyers. We visited some representatives from the garment workers' unions.
We are trying our level best to see that there is a good relationships between the workers and the employers.
All private sector workers in Lesotho are living below poverty data. Therefore, this year we are expecting the government to increase the minimum wage by 15% for other sectors and 2,000 maloti for the textile workers.
The main mandate for the union is to make collective bargainings and to see that the rights of the workers are observed at the workplace. That's the main call here, to represent workers legally on the issues concerning them. Our strategy is to organize workers collectively and make legal strikes where we have the majority.
We were invited to one of the rallies protesting against working conditions in one particular factory, one of many rallies that happens throughout the year.
The procession on Sunday will be petitioning our Minister of Labour.
Long live the working class, long live!
We are expecting between 1,000 and 2,000 workers on Sunday. This is the second petition. We petitioned the ministry through the Minister of Labour. And we are expecting him to give us a positive answer. If we don't hear anything after 2 weeks, then we'll sit down with our constituency workers and say which is our way forward.
Do you think it'll work?
I don't know, but we'll try. Communication is always good.
At the conclusion of the protest, we handed our grievance to the Ministry of Labour. All we can do now is wait and hope. Rallies like this are essential and victory for the workers and the unions. But we don't want to fight. We want a happy life where our working conditions and our pay give us the lifestyle we deserve. We have hopes and dreams just like everyone else.
Ke a kgola bophelo bo motho o ka bo hlokang ka mono bakeng sa bokamoso ba bana ba rona ke ba bana ba ka ke ha re ka bona re salary ya rona e batla e akaretsa ditlhoko tsa malapa a rona.
Ke gola motho ntho o e lebelletseng ha o sebetsa ke taba ya hore o batla ho ba le ntlo e kgolo o ba le koloi le bana ba hao ba kgona ho kena sekolo ba university.
Ha tjhelete ne le ntle ne ke toka ka koloi ya ha ntlo bana ba ka ba ya sekolong.
Is it realistic to have such dreams? Is my country heading for better times?
I don't think there will be any solution because politics have taken over and only people who are high will only get that opportunity to study. Like tomorrow there will be a party in stadium for our Prime Minister and he's gonna give lots and lots of money to people who already have money, whereas us here, we are suffering.
Economies in the region is declining, and we are very worried what's going to happen in the next 5-10 years.
The government doesn't take the workers as the potential people.
We want to teach people, the workers, the way young workers, about their rights, and that unity is strength. That without unity, there's nothing they can do.
This problem is not isolated only to Lesotho. It is happening in many countries across the world. In Cape Town, they have their own problems. We visited factories there so that we could understand the problems the workers were facing and the challenges they had in South Africa.
We are fighting for wages for our workers. Do they care how we come to work and not even want to give us that extra money? I mean, the petrol go up, food go up, you have to pay your children, maybe your grandchildren's school fees, where's the single mothers? So why must we struggle for wages where they're not doing us a favor, we must work for our money. I mean, every year we must struggle for extra wage. Now they talk about the minimum wage. That minimum wage is so little.
I wouldn't like my children to work in a factory. I would like for them to study further, to become something in life. Because we as factory workers earn most little.
To me, as a worker, I don't know what rights I have. You say you have that right, if you come step forward, then you pay consequences regarding that. Sometimes there's no unity, and sometimes there is unity. Sometimes managers don't want to listen to the workers, but you're going further and take it to your boss, then they will make time to listen. Sometimes people is too scared to speak out.
Work out here is so scarce for the children that out of matric, where they must go find work. There's not even a job for our children here in Cape Town, here in the Western Cape. Because you must have an education, you must have money to go to university, after you pass matric. Where must I go? Come work in a factory. When will the world come to think that we are hard-working people that want to earn enough money to provide for our children or maybe our children's children? Because there's no work for them out there.
How can we solve these problems? It's not easy, but it is essential that workers have a decent lives here in Lesotho and around the world. I am part of the project on decent work regulation. It is led from the University of Durham in the UK. It responds to the Sustainable Development Goals. We believe that to solve these problems, we need to bring lots of different people together. The UN, governments, trade unions, employers, and workers themselves. It's important that local people are heard. Decent work regulation. Let us share our experience and ideas. I went to Durham to talk about Lesotho. It was my first time in Europe. Everything was very different from home. We also had a workshop in Cape Town. We agreed that to solve our problems, we all need to work together.
We are interested in how labour standards can be more effectively enforced, and our focus is on the garment sector here in Africa, which is a crucial sector for development in the region, but also often a host to rather poor working conditions.
The workshop agreed on the most important challenges in the garment industry and some ideas on how they can be solved through collaboration among all the stakeholders.
One thing that I think was really good about this workshop was the chance for people from different countries, representing government, business, labor, to all get together in the same room. That doesn't happen very often.
There is no way we can make gains on poverty reduction if the work that is provided is not based on decent work principles.
Communication is the key, and by that I mean internal communication. There's been a lot of talk about the various stakeholders, the ministry and regulation, but I think that the workers' voice needs to be empowered and to be engaged with.
People are losing their jobs every day. Companies are closing, the retailers, are giving our manufacturing sector very low prices, It's like pressing down on something that's already going down. And we're trying to, push back.
I think it's the whole system and framework that we need to be addressing. And the problem is that a lot of us are specialized in one component and we're not speaking to each other.
If we were all to respect that workers have the right to organize, respect that workers have a right to collective bargaining, and I think that is where we should start. And if that can be adhered to, then half of our job will be done.
As an ILO official, one of the things that I will advocate for is the new initiatives that are taking place, whereby there is a cross-border collaboration between member states to ensure that the compliance is taking place.
This is a supply chain. We cannot buy a t-shirt without knowing where the t-shirt comes from. You should know the t-shirt has been it's produced a clean cloth campaign. So we have to make it very clear to the world that even though you are buying from Lesotho, this is what Lesotho is doing to the workers. The workers are not suffering. The workers are dying. So if the world should come to the workers' rescue, I think we can go somewhere, because they will boycott the clothes until the workers are here.
By working globally, the brands can help us here in Lesotho. We have some companies which are at other countries. These companies started here home. Their working conditions there are good. Even the money they earn are good. So I think if the brand can do that even in our country, the working conditions, even the money can be good, and workers can enjoy their work.